Hello, this is Fasikhan here from Crown Micro. So this is Arceus 5.8 kilowatt inverter. This is the side stickers which is where all the specifications are mentioned. So the model name is Arceus 5.8. So AC input data. Rated input is 230 voltage to and 40 ampere. Nominal operating frequency is 50 and 60 hertz. Then we are having PV input data. Maximum PV input power is 6000 watt. MPPT tracker range is 120 to 450 voltage DC. Maximum input voltage it supports 500 DC voltage. Maximum PV input current is 18 ampere. Then we are having AC output. Its power factor is 1. Rated voltage is 230 voltage. Nominal output frequency is 50 and 60 Hz. Rated power is 5800 watts. Then we are having battery data. Battery voltage range is 42 to 54 voltage DC. Maximum discharging current it supports 128 ampere. Then we are having charging data. Maximum AC charging current is 80 ampere. Maximum PV charging current it supports 100 ampere. Maximum charging current 100 ampere and PV charging mode is MPPT. This is the bottom side of inverter. At the right side, this is PV port, off and on switch, battery negative terminal, battery positive terminal, parallel connection. It's an optional. If you want to connect parallel, you have to purchase external parallel kit. Here it's RJ45 connector for BMS communication, dry port, type B port, Wi-Fi port. AC output connection, both are the AC output connection, and this is AC input connection. For doing the connection, we have to swap wire top cover like this. At front display, this is warning light, battery charging LED, battery and AC input LED. This is enter key for selecting, down key, up key, escape key. Now turn on the inverter. This is the home display of inverter. Page number 1. In page number 1, we are having an LCD Crown Micro logo, AC input voltage, output voltage, load symbol, converting symbol, battery symbol, and load bar will appear here. And the PV bar will appear here. For going to page number 2, we will press up key. Now the page number is P2. Here it shows output hertz, input hertz. This is page number 3. It will show battery voltage, battery ampere. Page number 4, PV data will appear here and battery ampere. P5, PV voltage, PV watts. P6, output voltage and load watts. P7, load in VA. P8, load percentage. P9, it's a firmware version of inverter. At page 10, it will show power generation. Page 11. If the inverter is using as a single inverter, Here it will show SIG. If the inverter is using as parallel, here it will display PAL. Okay, now back to home screen. Now we will connect grid source. As you can see, AC input voltage appears here and grid symbol is also appear here. For inverter settings, we will long press the enter key. The settings menu appears. Option 1, OPU, output voltage to 30. For changing option, we will press up key. Option 2, OPF, output frequency. Page 3, it shows output priority. Here we are having 3 priorities. For enter into the option, we will press enter key and now we can change the output priority. GFT means the inverter will give the priority to the grid. PU means the inverter will give the priority to the photovoltaic. PBG means inverter will give first priority to PV, then battery and then grid. Option 4, output mode settings. Here we are having 2 options, appliances and UPS. Option 5 is for the charging priority. Here we are having option T and G, which means inverter will charge from both PV and grid. OPU means inverter will charge with the only PV. PU means inverter will give priority to the solar energy and after solar energy it will charge with the grid. Option 6, ACC means main charging current. Here we can set amperes. Option 7, here we can set maximum charging current. Option 8, return to main interface. Option 9, overload restart. Option 10, over temperature restart. Option 11 is for alarm setting or for the fault. Option 12 is power saving mode. Option 13, if the inverter will suffer from the overload, it will bypass the load. Option 14, silent mode for the buzzer. Option 15, here we can set battery voltage points. We can also say this back to grid voltage. When the battery will reach at this point, the inverter will shift the load from battery to grid. Option 16, back to battery mode. When the battery will charge and reach certain voltage, the inverter will switch the load to the battery. Option 17 is for the battery type. Here we are having LIB mode for the lithium-ion battery, CUS custom settings which you can Customize your bulk and float voltage according to your battery. FEL,
For the lithium battery,
AGN for the dry battery, FLD for the floated battery. Option 18. Here you can set battery low voltage, at which point the alarm will be generated. Option 19. Here you can set battery low voltage, battery cutoff. Option 20. Here you can set bulk charging voltage, but this voltage you can adjust if you will set battery type at custom. Option 21. Battery float voltage, which you can set according to your battery, and if you will set battery type at custom, then you can easily adjust this. Option 22. When the main voltage means grid voltage will get low, it will alarm at this point. Main high voltage protection, low discharging time, inverter soft start setting, reset factory setting. Option 27. This is parallel mode setting. On this setting you can change if the inverter is running at grid only. Option 28. Missing battery alarm. If you are using without battery, you can disable this. Option 29. Equalizer setting. Equalizer voltage point. Equalizer charging point. Equalizer delay time. Equalizer interval settings. Turn on the equalizer immediately. Grid inverter function for feeding. Battery dual output shutdown voltage. Battery dual output duration timer. Option 38 for BMS communication, you have to turn on this. Option 39, low SOC shutdown function. Option 40, low SOC to main function. If you are using lithium battery with BMS communication and you are using output mode at PBG, means PV battery and then grid. So here you can set back to grid voltage. Option 41 is for back to battery voltage. This is parallel mode setting. On this setting you can change if the inverter is running at grid only. At battery mode the settings we cannot be changed. Currently, as you can see, the inverter is running at battery mode, so I am unable to set these settings. You can see these settings are not working. If you want to use the inverter at parallel mode, for that you have to turn on the inverter at grid source at standby mode. You will turn on the grid directly. As you can see, the inverter is on but the output is off. Now you will enter into the settings. Go to option 27, single, parallel, 3-phase, inverter phase 1, 3-phase, inverter phase 2, 3-phase, Inverter 3. After changing the settings, back to home page.